Hello students, welcome to Sridhar Jalapati Aptitude Classes, an initiative of Triumphant Training Solutions. This is part 4 video of top 100 numerical ability questions. This is the series which I have started recently, and before this part 4 I have already uploaded part 1, 2, 3, in which I have explained 5 questions in each part, and in this part 4 I will be explaining question number 16 to 20. Let's start our discussion. Here is question number 16. What is the value of the expression? Now, if you want to try the question, you can pause the video. Normally, whenever you see these kind of expressions, don't try to calculate these numbers. When the numbers are very big, when the mathematical operations are huge in terms of time consumption, then always look for an algebraic identity in which this expression will be. Now here, if you see, if I take A as 55 and B as 45, this expression is in the form of A cube plus B cube by A square minus AB plus B square. So we know that A cube plus B cube expansion is A plus B into A square minus AB plus B square by A square minus AB plus B square. So these two terms get cancelled. Now left over is A plus B. As A is 55, B is 45. So the value is 55 plus 45, which is 100. That is the answer, option A. So as I said, whenever you get these kind of bigger expressions, always look for algebraic identity by substituting these values with variables. Okay, so this is question number 16A, and I'm displaying one more question for your practice. That is question number 16B. So you can post your answer with the question number in the comment section. Question number is 16B, and post your answer. Which among the 4 options is the correct answer for this? Okay, yeah, let's move to the next question. Question number 17. Here is the question again. What is the value of this? Is regular question. In fact, we have studied these kind of questions in our school days as well, in our 9th 10th mathematics in our school days. So under root of 6 plus 6 plus so on up to infinite terms. Now I'll give you the shortcut first. Whenever the number is same and it is plus in between and infinite terms, then this number you need to write as product of 2 consecutive integers. So 6 can be written as 3 into 2. As the symbol is plus, bigger number is the answer. As the symbol is plus, bigger number, that is 3, is the answer. Right? Suppose if it is minus, same thing, under root of 6 minus 6, under root of 6 minus under root of so on up to infinite terms, then 6 is 3 into 2. As the symbol is minus, smaller number is the answer. Right? Smaller number is the answer. For example, if the question is, let's say, root of 12 plus under root of 12 plus under root of 12 so on up to infinite terms. Now 12 you need to write as product of 2 consecutive numbers. Consecutive in the sense 2 next, immediate numbers. So 12 is 4 into 3. As the symbol is plus, so bigger number 4, therefore this answer is 4. Right? Similarly, if something is like 20, under root of 20, under root of 20, under root of 20, so on up to infinite terms. So 20 is 5 into 4, product of 2 consecutive. Of course, you can write 20 as 2 into 10 also, but these are not consecutive numbers. You have to write it as product of 2 consecutive numbers, and as the symbol is plus, bigger number is answer. Suppose, let's say, if you have something like root of 30 minus 30 minus root 30 minus so on up to infinite terms. Now 30 is 6 into 5. As the symbol is minus, smaller number is the answer. The value of this expression is 5. Okay, so here it is 6. So 6 is 3 into 2 and it is plus, so bigger value, therefore answer option D. This is shortcut. Now if you want to know the original method for this, the original method is, now we consider all this expression as, let's say, x, then under root of, from this, from infinite terms, even if I take out 1 6, there will not be any difference. So this again becomes x is equal to x. I took the entire expression as x. So now under root of 6 plus, all these can also be treated as x, because from infinite terms, even if I take out one term, it doesn't make difference. So this is x. So on squaring both sides, 6 plus x is equal to x square. If I simplify this further, x square minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. So on factorization, x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. I think you all know how to factorize the terms. So if I take x common, and here if I take 2 common, it is x minus 3 into x plus 2 is equal to 0. So we'll get two values for x actually, 3 and minus 2. 3 and minus 2. Since this is a positive expression, the value cannot be negative. So that's why we take only this value, that is x is equal to 3. Though we get x is equal to 3 as well as minus 2, why we are taking only 3? Because this is a positive expression, its value cannot be negative. So this is actual method, but in the competitive exams you will not have time to do all this process, right? So that's why this is the shortcut. But the shortcut works only when the number is same and when the number can be written as product of two consecutive numbers. Let's say if you have a different number where you cannot write the number as product of two consecutive numbers, then let's say suppose if you have 3 can be written as only 3 into 1. These are not two consecutive numbers. So that is a different model which I will be covering in a different video, not in this video. Now here is a question for your practice, 17B. So you can post your answer with question number as 17B in the comment section. Try this and post your answer in the comment section. Let's move to next question number 18. Now, similar kind of expression, but here it is multiplication, under root 6 into under root 6 into under root 6 up to infinite terms. In the previous question, the expression was plus, whereas in the latest question, it is multiplication. So when there are infinite terms, when the numbers are multiplied, the answer is simply same number 6. Simply same number 6. Right? Yeah. So suppose if it is something like under root 7, under root 7, under root 7, so on up to infinite terms, it is 7 again. Right? Okay. Now here also, if you want to know the original method, let's say let all this expression be equal to x. So this is 6 under root of 6. From here onwards, again I can treat all this expression as x is equal to x. If I square on both sides, 6x is equal to x square. Then if I take, if I bring all the terms one side, x square minus 6 is x equal to 0. If I take x common, x into x minus 6 is equal to 0. So when product of two numbers is 0, it can be either x is equal to 0 or x minus 6 is equal to 0 or both equal to 0. But first of all, since it is an expression with some value, its value cannot be 0. Therefore, if x minus 6 is equal to 0, x is equal to 6. We'll get two values, 0 as well as 6. But since it is an expression with some value and its value cannot be 0, therefore answer 6. This is actual method. Shortcut is in this format, same number repeating infinite number of times under the root, then the number itself is answer. So now here is a question for your practice. Post your answer with question number in the comment section. Question number is 18B. Let's move to next question. Question number 19. The sum of the first 20 terms of the series. If you want to try the question, you can pause the video. And here is the solution. The series is 1 by 5 into 6 plus 1 by 6 into 7 plus 1 by 7 into 8 plus so on. You need to find the sum of the first 20 terms. So obviously, when you see the question for the first time, it appears like lengthy and you cannot write all the 20 terms and you cannot add them. But if you identify 1 by 5 into 6 can be written as 1 by 5 minus 1 by 6, because 1 by 5 into 6 is actually 1 by 30. 1 by 5 minus 1 by 6 is also 1 by 30, because LCM of 5 and 6 30. This is 6 minus 5. We got the same value. Therefore, we can write 1 by 5 into 6 as 1 by 5 minus 1 by 6. Similarly, 1 by 6 into 7 can be written as 1 by 6 minus 1 by 7. 1 by 7 into 8 can be written as 1 by 7 minus 1 by 8, so on. And we want 20th term because we are asked to find the sum of first 20 terms. So what could be the 20th term here? Now that is something tricky. You just apply your common sense, not mathematics here. Now first term here started with 5 into 6. So first term started with 5. What is the gap here? 4 gap. First term started with 5. So 20th term will start with 24 because there should be a gap of 4. So 20th term will be 24 into 25. Now 1 by 24 into 25 can be written as 1 by 24 minus 1 by 25, right? 20th term is 1 by 24 into 25. That can be written as 1 by 24 minus 1 by 25. Now, if you observe here, in this expansion, in this sum, minus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6, minus 1 by 7 plus 1 by 7, minus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8, and so on. All these minus terms will get cancelled. Plus, minus, all these terms will get cancelled. Only first term and last term will remain. First term is 1 by 5 minus last term is 1 by 24. Because what is the term before this? 1 by 23 minus 1 by 24, right? So this 24, this 1 by 24 minus 1 by 24 plus 1 by 24 will get cancelled. So only first term and last term will remain. Sorry, last term is 1 by 25. So if I simplify, LCM is 25. This is 5 times minus 1. So 4 by 25, nothing but 0.16. 4 by 25 is nothing but 0.16. So that is answer option A. Right? So appears to be lengthy mathematical question, but if you identify this technique, that is 1 by 5 into 6 can be written as 1 by 5 minus 1 by 6. And all the terms from second term till the last but one term will get cancelled. Only first term and last term will remain. So 1 by 5 minus 1 by 25, that is the answer. Okay, right. And here is the question for your practice. Post your answer with question number, which is 19B, in the comment section. Okay, yes. Let's move to the last question in this video. What is the sum of the even numbers? What is the sum of the even numbers between 9 and 123? Sum of the even numbers between 9 and 123. First of all, what are the even numbers between this range? Starting 10 and then 12, so on up to last 122. Obviously, you cannot write all the even numbers and add, because that is a time consumption method, tiresome job. So let us apply some common sense here. You can apply arithmetic progression concept. Here A is first term, which is 10. D is common difference, which is 2. And in arithmetic progression, sum of n terms is A by n by 2 into A plus L. N by 2 into A plus L, where n is number of terms, A starting term, L is last term. L is last term. So in this series 10, 12, so on up to 122, L last term is 122. But how many terms are these? N is nothing but number of terms, right? So what is this 122nd? There are many methods. You can find nth term using the formula. Nth term in arithmetic progression is A plus n minus 1 into D, where nth term is 122. A is 10. N is something what we are asked to find. D is 2. So 122 is equal to 10 plus, do not multiply this, 2n minus 2. Okay. So if I 10 minus 2 is 8. If I bring this side, that becomes 122 minus 8 is 114, is 2n. So n is equal to 57. But instead of doing all this to find how many terms are there, let us apply common sense. These are all even numbers. So 10 is 2 into 5 and 122 is 2 into 61. 2 into 61. So from 2 into 5 to 2 into 61, right? Now we are taking from 5 to 61. That means we have not taken 1, 2, 3, 4. From 5 to 61, everything we have taken, but not 1, 2, 3, 4. That means in total 61 numbers, first 4 we have not taken, because first term is 2 into 5. So from 5 started. So 61 minus 4, 57. These are 57 terms. I repeat, 10 is 2 into 5. 122 is 2 into 61. Actually, total 61 terms, but it has started with 5. That means first 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, we are not considering. So total 61 minus 4, 57 terms. So therefore, sum of n terms is n by 2. We have already written formula. N is 57 by 2 into A starting term 10, L last term 122. So if I simplify, this is 57 by 2 into 132, right? So if I simplify, this is 66 times. So 57 into 66. On multiplication, now 66 sevens, 360 and 402, and 66 fives, 300, 330, 370, 3702, right? Let me check once again multiplication. I think 57 into 66, 66 sevens 420 and 462. I'm sorry. Previously I multiplied the numbers in a wrong way. And 66 fives 330 3762. That is also not there in the options. Okay. 132. 462, 66 fives 300 330 3762. Let me check this once again. First term 10, second term 12, and then 14, so on. Last term is 122. Now this is 2 into 5, this is 2 into 61. So these are total 50, total 61 minus 4, 57 terms. Formula to find sum of n terms in arithmetic progression is n by 2 into a plus l. So 57 by 2 into a is 10 plus l is 122. So 57 by 2 into 132. On simplification, 66. 66 with 57 on multiplication, 300, 342. And then this is 300, 342 plus 34, 6, 3762. So answer 3762 only. Unfortunately, it is not in the options. So options are not with the correct answer. Answer is 3762. That is the answer, 3762. Whatever I got previously is correct, but it is not there in the options. Okay, so this is how we can find sum of even numbers in a particular range. This is question number 20A, and here is question number 20B. So post your answer with question number in comment section. Question number is 20B. Similar question, I've just changed the numbers for your practice. So that's all for this video, and do not forget to comment with your answers in the comment section. And if you like my explanation, then share this video with as many friends as you can. By the way, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, then you do subscribe immediately. And I'll be posting another video, part 5, soon with 5 more questions. Thank you.